This is awesome. Thanks
Well,
for doing that, man. You made it
I
look
figure I
in
had to
look in the chat,
get my crown straight, so I
and then
could
you
be
have to
ready.
sing again, and then singing again, like in the Navy.
No, no, not that. That's not.
Sorry, man. Yeah, I mean, you come up here, what, how it's working, bro. Action, reaction, how that works. And
Well, you already see you're in the Purple Palace, so
oh, am I?
you see it in the back, right? Stone's Purple Palace,
Stone's purple pie. Goga would be very jealous if he sees that because Goga's color most likely is purple, because he always has purple things, but purple hearts and all that stuff. But Jesus Christ, good to have you here, man. Good to have you
It's good
here.
to be
Thank you
here.
so
It's
much
good
for
to be
coming.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I promised I was going to show up on your live, and I said, I got to do it right, So
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it, man.
being
You
the king
nailed
of
it.
the king of the North, I had to have my crown, my robe, you know.
How do you always call me? What do you always call me? Uh, I forgot it, to be honest.
What do you mean?
You always call me your what? Your
Subject.
thank you. Yeah. So okay, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Winstone's Winstone's Chronicles. So Chronicles is his YouTube name. If you go to OnlyFans and look for Winstone's Chronicles, then he only wears the crown. You
I
know
was
what
just
I'm
about to
saying?
say you took the words out of
It is no, obviously. Okay, guys, no jokes. He's not on OnlyFans. Don't even think of going there.
no,
No,
no.
on a serious note, what I no, so honestly, I had the I met you courtesy of Goga because obviously you were there on the Sunday service. That's when I first time saw you there, and you are a thief, bro. You stole the longest Sunday service ever of me. You stole the crown of me like twice, and I was like, why? Who
I'm
gave
I'm
birth
very
to this?
I'm very competitive. I'm very competitive.
Yeah, but I have to say in a very funny way. There are competitions, as you know. You were in the army. Um, there are competitions about ranks, sports, and all these things that are very serious. But honestly, I was like, okay, he stole. I wrote to Goga. I think maybe you remember, like
Yeah, I
just
saw that.
before he
I saw
kicked you
that.
off, like, okay, we have to do a Sunday service again. I want my record back, right? So it's a joke, obviously, but a lot of people misunderstand that these days. Interesting Kappas, I believe you have met him somewhere in the streets. Very, very distinguished guy. Um, and I don't know why, but when I met him the first time, I didn't even know how he looked like back then. When I saw him on someone's channel, sometimes he just appeared, as we all do someday.
Hmm.
And I was like, and I was roasting him from the first place, like, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Ghana tomorrow. I'm going to here visiting all my potential wives and all that funny things, you know, as a
Hmm.
joke." So I always like roasted him on that one. And then one day he came to my channel and I did it again, obviously. And he was always taking it with joy and fun because obviously it was fun. But people were really thinking we're having a beef. Can you believe it?
Yeah. Well, I think a part of it too is a lot of people are so people don't know how to have fun anymore.
No,
It's and again, you have to know your audience as well too. Because not everyone can take the same joke.
of course not.
Different people. Like I can tell you, you understand. Like if you're in the military, I mean, the way we rag each other sometimes, you'd be like, wow.
Hmm.
If you work in and different career fields have different jokes for just specifically for that group, so you have to again
Absolutely.
know your audience, and you can't just run up in a room and be like, hey, OnlyFans, and people like, what?
Yeah,
Wrong room, brother. You're in the wrong
absolutely.
room. So you just
So
got to know your
true.
audience. But yeah, people, I don't know what it is about people are so sensitive to certain things, and you can't really say certain things. And I get it on a social media platform. It's a little bit different because what you're here for, YouTube is very restrictive, as you know. It's probably the most
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
restrictive
Platform.
platform out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful of the things you say and do, which I like, which is actually one of the reasons why I like YouTube. because the other one, a lot of the other ones are so wide open. You know, people can say what they want to say, do what they want to do. So I do like some of the restrictions that YouTube offers. You know.
Yeah. On the other hand, I'm a fan of free speech, but also in the same time, and I said that many times here in the channel as well, also on the channel of this wonderful female channel host that we have in the building here tonight. I always say, yeah, I do my jokes, obviously, and some of them are relatively near to the belt line, to say the least, but I believe that I can say for myself that I treat everyone at least with respect, right? I mean,
Yeah.
everyone knows my sense of humor by now. For Agatha Chow, believe it or not, I even created a track called The Elephant Race based on a true story that was going viral that very evening when I was on her channel a couple of months ago.
Right.
It's a really funny story. She has to tell you one day when you're on her channel. And it went back and forth that evening. And when I started doing my first tracks, trying to walk around a little bit with the software, I was like, wait a second. What was this thing? Let's make a funny track of this, like a fun sounding, melodic, like happy sounds or whatever, this kind of things. And I think it went well. And Agatha is now even a movie star on Spotify, because on Spotify you can do this Canva things. So she's there running now, away from the elephant, as you do, as it is supposed to be in the story. And it is really funny. And it is, these are the stories that make it. And it's all based on humor, obviously. But, look at that. Look at that. Trinidadian living in Finland. He's bowing already.
Is Trini here?
He doesn't even bother to greet me. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, yeah, my king. Kiss my whatever. Trinidadian, actually, for not bowing to me as the father, $ bottom right. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, no. It is good to have you. How is your wife doing, my man?
Oh, she is great. She is great. She's actually working on a lot of stuff. She's getting ready to start her own channel.
Oh Lord,
it's more of
another crown thief.
No. It's not. Well, maybe she'll probably take my crown.
Yeah,
I got a crown for her as well too.
The question is, does she do it with her own money, or do you give her pocket money first?
Oh, actually, she gives me the pocket money. Trust me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wife, where are you? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, her channel is going to be. It's more about empowerment.
Of course,
so we're making sure that everything is in order before we launch it, so it's launched correctly. Knowing what we know from my channel and what I've learned. So we want to make sure when we launch, it's going to be more of a podcast. So it's upliftment, it's empowerment, it's teaching people how to, from writing resumes to applying for jobs, helping out veterans, applying for benefits. So it's going to be a wide array of things that we're going to be doing. So it's coming in the future. We're working on it. We're putting everything together just to want to make sure that when it comes out, it's going to be the way it's supposed to be. Yeah,
sure thing. And also I have to say that what is that port of the simulation? What is that supposed to be? I have no idea what that is.
Oh, part of the simulation. That's one of my subscribers. Yeah,
it's weird because I don't see him popping up here in the chat, but I see him popping up here on StreamYard, but not in Jesus in. Or is he on your channel right now?
Okay, yeah, he's on my channel right now.
All right. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So, hello, Port of Simulation. Very nice to meet you too. So, now on a serious note, the thing is that I have realized. Okay, we are both live now. Okay, gotcha. Yes. So, what I've realized is that I didn't even know. Yeah, of course, I have the setting that's multi-streaming. Multi-streaming is possible. Okay, gotcha. So what I think is very important, and this is actually true, what she or he says, that it has changed to prevent hurt feelings. And I think it is true because, as I said, jokes, we all do the jokes. I get roasted from several people all the time, but I have a laugh on it because obviously it's a joke. I know these wonderful people. You and I have this beef going on since the first second, right?
Right.
Obviously, at the end of Goga's Sunday service, where you were like after 500 years going off there, just like, you know, but it was so funny. And I really observed every word that you said, obviously talking about your military life and all that. And it was really great seeing you there. And obviously that was the day when I subscribed to your channel. And last week I had the very honest, very, very honor and pleasure to be in your bar, literally in your bar, when you were doing the bartending and talking to the people. That was really nice. And guys, I tell you, this guy is serving the most hottest mineral water ever. Guys, I can tell you, I was
Room
flying
temperature.
after that. You don't need Red Bull anymore, any alcohol. He pumps you with this hardcore mineral water. And it's like, ooh, there you go. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
recently been asked, hey Ragus, Oktoberfest is starting soon. I said, hell yes, it does. But you
I tell
don't
you
drink
what, the
anymore.
months are flying by, man. These months are flying by.
Saturday, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to start.
2 weeks in
So
September. Yeah. These months are flying. I was just saying to Lynn this morning, I was like, man, these weeks are flying by.
like
We're
there's no
almost
tomorrow.
halfway through September,
Yeah, we are
And
halfway through life, bro.
Mhm.
Every weekend that comes gets us nearer to the holy casket.
yeah,
And
yeah.
but on a serious note, I just had a talk with a very young of my work colleagues, and
Mhm.
she's like 26 or something, and she said, "Oh, another day until Friday." I said, "Honey, do you actually realize what you're saying?" She said, "No." I said, "It feels like 5 minutes ago that it was just Monday. I mean,
Mhm.
what do you want? You know?" And she said, "Yeah, but I have to sit here the whole day tomorrow." I said, "Surprise! Me too." Yeah, she's relatively young, and she is not really she hasn't really arrived in life yet. She doesn't really know what she wants to do family wise and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And yeah, but another day, these kind of things. And I was like, Jesus, I
But
wish I
that's
had that problems.
yeah, I know, right? But that you know what? That's life. That's life. You
Hmm,
navigate it as you see it, and you just you can make all the plans you want. They always say Murphy's law, right?
absolutely.
Murphy is always working against you. So
Yeah.
you have
By
to
the
be
way,
prepared for anything.
one thing, as I'm the host of my channel,
Hmm.
I don't know if you see what I've done to your nickname here on
I
StreamYard.
saw it. I saw it. I was gonna. I saw it. That's
I
why I
have
was
to
la-
wait.
That's why I was laughing.
Wait, I have to actually. I did a little typo in there, so let me get that right properly. So here you go. There you go. Now it's properly. So, ladies and gentlemen, meet Winstone's Chronicles. It is better to start with crown rather than test, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think you
I
got that
saw that. I
joke.
was like, oh yeah, you. I was like, he changed it to Chronicles. Yeah.
Let,
Oh
let
yeah,
me
he
let
took
me
out the H. He took out the H. Yeah. Okay.
yes. Let me repeat the joke that I just did. It's better to start with crown rather than test, right?
I got you. I'm right
Sorry
here
for that.
with you.
You know, it is. Sorry, my sense of humor. YouTube, please forgive me, and all the gods in Silicon Valley over there. So you said, by the way, that when you're going to retire, which is relatively around the corner, I would say,
Hmm.
that you're going to travel a lot and you're going to do your bar service in the cellar, obviously, very often and very intensively, and you're going to cook. So cook, bar, travel, right? That was
Hmm.
the was that the. So what are you looking forward to the most?
Honestly, the travel. I
Right.
love. I love the travel. I love
Hmm.
one of my goals going forward is like I lived in Europe for 3 years, so I've seen most European countries that I can visit. Um, and some that I didn't want to visit, of course. Well, by deployment. Um, but my whole thing was being from Jamaica. I haven't had the chance to see most of the Caribbean islands, which is
Mm,
crazy. You would think because you were born in the Caribbean, you could visit most of the Caribbean islands because a lot of them you don't even need a visa to travel to, just a
mm,
passport. So one of my goals now is to see as much of the Caribbean as I can see until
mm.
that time comes. But yeah, that's my goal is to just visit other Caribbean islands because for me, I tell a lot of people all the time it's about the culture. You know, I don't just go to a country just because I want to see what it looks like. I want to get it involved in their culture. You know, I'm a foodie, so I want to know what kind of food they serving. What's the local? I even do it here in the States. Like even in the States, I would go to any new state that I go to. I always ask, you know, what's your local dish? What's
Mm,
it's like I like to engulf myself in the history and the food, you know.
yeah,
And
gotcha.
usually most histories of most places is about the food. It starts with the food, you know, generally. So
I had that experience in Crete in Greece once a couple of years ago, 10 years ago actually. I cannot believe I'm getting so old. It was so beautiful. We were in a very tiny, relatively small Greek hotel,
mhm,
Greek 2 stars. So the expectations were everything but high, as you can imagine. But we were so surprised. First of all, it was a relatively small hotel. There were like 30 rooms or something.
mhm.
And so not too many, or let's say 40, not too many people. We were there in September or something. And the bar guy, who looked a little bit like Pep Guardiola, the football trainer, right?
Mhm.
Those who are into football. I mean, football, the real football that we
So
play.
yeah, the real
So
football, yeah.
don't call it, don't call it the S word.
Right,
Don't.
right.
You can use me as your whatever thing, but don't. So so he was a young guy, and he was really friendly, and we were friendly, obviously. My advice for you guys, wherever you travel, be good to the bar people.
Oh yeah.
Why? Not only for the tip, but they give you the best advice where to go. They give you the
Mhm.
best advice where to go. Hi Nina, good evening. Very welcome to my little channel, and thank you for stopping by. Very appreciating it. And so be good to the bar people because they give you the best advice where to go, where not too many tourists are going.
Mhm.
Right. So he took us, and I don't know, he liked us. We were a couple of friends there and all that. He found us friendly, and so he took us to his village. So on his free day, where he usually doesn't want to see any guests, obviously, because he works 6 out of 7 days a week during the season. So he took us. He came with his old car. It looked like, oh Jesus Christ. Anyway, we were getting into the car. We are going to his village, which was like 20 minutes drive from the hotel, not in the beach, but in the middle of the island somewhere. And he took us to a local restaurant, to a local Greek restaurant. The menu was in Greek. There was no English, there was no German, there was nothing because there were almost no tourists, right? It
Mhm.
was a local Greek tavern. And I said, "Okay, bro, you're invited." I said to the bartender, to our friend, but I said, "You have to order because I have no idea what is on the menu." So the
Mhm.
menu was an A5 format, like relatively small, 6 pages in there, and no prices. And I was like, "Oh, it's always dangerous, right? If there's no price, then usually you sell a kidney or something to pay the bill, right?" So he started ordering, and I was like, "Oh, geez, what did I just say? Why did I tell him he's invited?" He read the entire 5 pages up and down, like a New Testament in church, in fast forward. And I was like, "Okay, you know what? Let's see what's going on there." What happened? Like 20 minutes later, the waitress came, but not alone. She got the whole kitchen staff because he ordered everything from the menu. But then we realized it's not like 500 plates or something. It's the
Right.
little tapas that you know from Spain,
Mhm.
right? So these little dishes, we were with 4 people, so 4 pieces each of everything that they had in the kitchen. The food was tremendously great. I really have to say, it was awesome. Freshly made, no convenient products, no powders or whatever. Freshly made with love. You could see it, it was all handmade, these little balls that you have with the cheese inside and all that stuff. It was all handmade. And obviously, I was a bit worried about the bill. I was fearing of my kidneys, as you do. And then, like, we were sat there like for 5 hours, like, no rush, no, nothing. The waitress did not come every 5 minutes. Say, come on, buy some more. Nothing like that. Very nice people working there. Very friendly. Asked if everything is okay. You want anything to drink? Yes, no. Okay, see you later. They left us alone, as you should do. And it was really nice. And like after 4.5 hours, I was brave enough to ask for the bill. And I was really expecting, like, okay. Vacation is over after this. From tomorrow on, only water and bread until we are back on the airplane. I paid for the whole evening, food, drinks, everything included, no tip. That came on top. €45.
Mm.
That's like the equivalent of $45,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. You will never get any food like that in the States or in Germany of that quality for that amount of money. No chance.
Or in a hotel, you know, all
Or in a
inclusive.
hotel.
Yeah.
No.
And that's the thing that people don't realize is that
Yeah.
when you go to, like when me and Lynn went to the Bahamas, you know,
Uh-huh.
we found a guy, same thing. The cab driver, the driver that took us to the hotel,
Uh-huh.
I got his number and said, hey, you know, how much it is to charter for the day. He told me, and the dude knew everything about his country, like culturally, the food, the history, like everything. He took us to places like most tourists would never get to see in a
Yeah.
country, you know.
Mm.
And it didn't. It if you had paid for that in the hotel or through the hotel, you're not gonna get all that. Plus, it's gonna cost you a lot more, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
€45, God's FX. Yes.
that's wild.
That is like 10. Now it would cost like 60, but come on. I mean, for 4 persons, a full table of food. And it was not a small table. And the little tapas were not small. They were like
Mhm.
really nice bites. And and we took a lot of that to the hotel and lived literally during the day from that, because it was, you could eat it for another 2 to 3 days if you kept it in the fridge, which we did.
Mhm.
So, we had the snacks for in between. We didn't have to buy any chips or something like that. And it was really good. It was really good. And it was really like, wow. Nobody would have told us if we didn't ask or if we were not friendly with the bar guy,
Mhm.
And he was not about the tip. He was more about, hey, if the people are friendly to me, why am I not friendly to them as well?
Mhm. Mhm.
You know?
Well, that's the thing. I mentioned it in I think it was one of my previous videos, or it was probably on the live. But we talk about when people go to all inclusive resorts and
Hmm.
they don't tip because they feel like, okay, I've paid for everything already, which they have in some aspects. But to me, it's like the people that work at these resorts, that's their job. They get paid. Tips is what really helps them out.
Hmm.
That the paycheck doesn't subtract from they get the paycheck, but of course taxes are subtracted from that. The tips are
Exactly.
what really helps. That's why if I even when here in the States, if I go somewhere, I don't tip in on my credit card. I tip in cash. I always tip my server
Exactly.
cash because then the company or the business doesn't get 3% of that tip.
Plus, they don't have to pay taxes on that tip.
Right. So they
So
just
here's the
think,
thing.
we're going to pay taxes.
So let me just say hello to a very good friend of mine who I haven't seen in a minute. Mina Beauty, my darling. How are you doing, my dear? How are you doing? It's so nice to see you. Very nice to come and meet all the others and also meet Winston's Chronicles, aka Winston's Chronicles. Very good guy. Eunice, my darling, Talata, my dear, we are going to get you up here in a bit. And then we're going to talk about your upcoming party next week. So where were
I
we?
won't
Yeah,
be
we
here
were.
long. I just wanted to check in because I got a video coming up in about an hour.
Okay.
So
But interestingly, so for everyone who is traveling or going to a restaurant or whatever, strong piece of advice. And actually, Winston has just said it. Guys, do not give the tip on a credit card or your debit card. Here's why. 2 reasons. First, the tip always goes to the company first, and then it's up to them if they actually hand it out, yes or no.
Yep.
Second, it is a bit more appreciation, and that's the most important thing, to the waiter or to the waitress who serves you. If you give it to them personally, like in cash, they have it in the pocket, it's tax-free. Most importantly, and that's what I just learned recently, so here's the thing, also never give the cash to the manager, at least by European law. If you give it to the waiter, no problem, it's tax-free, it's tip for the waiter, here you go. If you give it to the owner, to the manager, they have to put it into the cashier first,
right.
and then have to tax it first, and then they give the reduced money out to the waiter.
Mm-hmm.
So always tip the waiter directly. Tip the waiter in cash. Do not use the credit card for that. even though it's more convenient, obviously, you just, you take some tip or something, and then, it is done. No, give it to the waitress, to the waiter who's serving you in cash. Do not use a credit card. It is also a bit appreciation to, the waiter feels the gratitude of you when,
Mm-hmm.
when they did a great
Mm-hmm.
service.
And it's more personable, like you said,
Absolutely.
when you give it directly to them,
Yeah.
because I do it all the way I do it sometimes, because there's some places, right, like here in the States, there's some places you go where the it's all encompassing, so all the tips go into one jar, and then it's
Yes.
shared with the workers at the end of the night. So
Hmm.
you could be the laziest person in the restaurant, but still get to split the tips. And there's like one guy or one girl that's like, as you excuse my French, busting their ass the whole night, you know, working hard, and someone else that's not working as hard as they are get to share the tips.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. So I will,
Me
a lot of
neither.
times I will just, the person that serves me directly,
Hmm.
sometimes I will even like meet him at the bathroom and be like, here you go, and keep it moving, because sometimes
That
the
is actually,
managers are watching as well too.
yeah. So a lot of people also, we worked in service somehow, in the gastronomy and stuff like that, in the bars or doing the cleaning of the tables or whatever. I never served food, but I was always serving drinks and did that for a while. And there was one Irish pub in my hometown, Düsseldorf, where I'm from, where I used to work like for 3 months, and it
Hmm.
was always this tip sharing. Well, the manager of the pub, he was completely employed and he was fully paid, and by the owner, obviously, with tax and everything. And we knew he wasn't paid too bad. And he did every now and then when he was in the moods, especially on Sundays. Then he did a little bit, he took the beer from the jar and put it on the table so that we on the bar so that we can actually carry it around.
Hmm.
But in the end of the day, the point is he also took the tip. And then one day the owner, it was like he had like 6 or 7 pubs in the greater region. The owner came in one day and he asked me, "Oh, you're the German guy who speaks English." I said, "Yeah, we're kind of. So how's you doing?" I said, "Well, today's my last night." He said, "Why?" And I said, "Yeah, I've just told them that I'm not coming back because I was only part time and hour wise, second job and all that stuff." And I said, "No, I'm not coming back because I don't like the way that it is handled here with the tips."
Hmm.
They said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Yeah, working my butt off, running like a marathon every night when I'm here on Saturdays." And I said, "I don't see a reason why I should share my tip when I work 6, 7 tables at the same time the whole night, getting tipped well. And he does 5, 6 beers in the jar, and the rest of the night entertains the people with whatever conversation
Hmm.
he has."
Hmm.
So I left. And then I heard that, I don't know, half a year later, the other people from the other staff left as well. So one night he was there all alone with a full pub, and then he resigned, and then they had a problem. So I don't
Yeah.
like. I mean, obviously, the people in the kitchen, they work hard, right? They
Hmm.
do the food, they do all the cooking, and they don't get nothing from the tip. I have no problem saying, okay, you know what, 10% of my tip goes to the kitchen or whatever. No problem with that. But to
Hmm.
the management, no. To the owner, no, because he makes a shitload of money anyway.
Yeah, and that's the sad part, is that they make a lot of money, but yet they still are willing to take everything they can from people that are actually
True,
putting in the work. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely
That
true.
And that's one of the reasons. Like I said, I I always have cash with me so I can tip in cash.
Yes,
And if the service is great, I'm gonna take care of you. Like, believe it. You
absolutely.
know.
By the way, for those who are on your channel, hello everyone. If you wonder what this king thing over there does with his white thing, uh, I'm his what? I'm his what did you call me again? I forget
My
all.
loyal subject.
There you go. So what you guys don't know, on his OnlyFans account, he's wearing this latex thing and coming after me with a whip. No, I'm just kidding. So hello everyone. I'm the World of Ragus, and I met Winston quite a while ago on Goga's channel on the Sunday service, where most of you lot have also most likely been watching it, and we became kind of enemy friends, if you will, because he's always stealing the crowns where I am. When I buy it, he buys them back, and I was like, no, we're getting along great. We had a great conversation already a while ago when I was on his channel visiting him. Today, I have the pleasure he visiting me, and he took the whole bunch of you. So thanks for coming, and hello. Don't worry, I'm not biting. So if you ever want to come here and visit me on another occasion, feel free to do so. And obviously, guys from the World of Ragus channel, please, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Winston. He's a fun guy to be with, and I have to say, I lost twice already, but let me see if I find my German marching boots again, and we try that all over again.
Look, I have to say likewise for the folks that I know a lot of the people that are on my channel know about your channel as well. So, the ones that haven't, make sure you come over to Ragus channel. You definitely love the vibes over here, and I think people understand the vibe that we have with our group. Reds is in the building.
Yeah.
Trini, we have a vibe.
Let's get ready, Winston. Let's get ready. I think
the other crown thief is the Reds.
Yeah, but nobody beats you on that one, bro. Nobody beats you on that one. And yeah, Redstone, we were just talking about your latex fetish OnlyFans account. That's what we just did. So no, I'm just kidding.
The king is in the building, Reds. The king is in the building.
Man, Reds, let me just give you a quick recap in case you don't have a chance to talk. So to rewatch it. Last week I was on. You know that because you came when just after before I left.
Reds was there.
So so I was on his channel, and he promised me to pay me a revisit. So what was it, on Monday or something, or last week something? He said, "I'm gonna come to yours." I said, "Okay, fair enough, do so." So then obviously, I knew that he would come, and I did my talk and everything, and then I opened the channel as I do on Thursdays, right? And all of a sudden, as you know, Reds, you use another gadget than I do, but you see the people backstage first, and I couldn't hold it anymore because when I saw the little screen, I said, "No, really, come on." He put this, and I was even joking about that before. Like, most likely he would get his Burger King crown or something like that, and now he's sitting there. That is. Bro, you made my day. You made my week. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. I really have to say.
Look,
some word is in the building.
On Amazon, and I was like, you know what? I said, Ragus has been giving me hell about coming up on this live. So I said, you know what? I gotta get the crown so he can see what's.
Did you really get that just for this one? No.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Jesus Christ, I feel ashamed now. Okay, but talking about Amazon now, as you bring it up, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do something, Christmas is in less than 4 months, just saying. If you want to buy something nice, go to Amazon Music, look for the World of Ragus, and there's tons of material that you can buy. Every track is only $1.29, and most likely I get 9 cents of that, just saying. So this is the rich life of an upcoming artist. So in case you want to listen to some music, there's a lot of them on my channel, YouTube Music, YouTube and everything. So, but also, guys, from my channel, my friends who are not too familiar with Winston yet, please go to his channel, watch his lives when he's in his own bar. He really has an own bar, and it's really great looking, to be honest. And he has great things to say. He also does open microphones. Please visit his channel, subscribe to him. It is hilariously great to be there, to be honest. Also, as just a viewer, so.
Yeah, we have a good time. That's what it's all about,
Hell yeah, absolutely. And I see some people who have not been on my channel, but the names, I think I saw Anabu last week.
Anabu, yeah, she was on Goga a week, 2 weeks ago.
Right? All right, Anna, right. Yeah. So yeah, Trinidadian I saw on Red Room's channel the first time. When they were talking about him living in Finland. By the way, I'm in Germany, bro.
Yeah, far away.
Yeah, well, it is still far. Finland is like, I don't know. I don't know why that poor guy is living there. I'm feeling so sorry. Winter officially starts tomorrow, by the way, just that you know. And it is like, Jesus. I was like, whoa, there you go. and because and again, Red's Room is the one who kind of made me moving my butt getting monetized. That was back in February when he
Mm-hmm.
was in his mobile home in the snow. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he was in his car doing this ring ring ding ding, as you know. That was that. I don't know why it sounds so totally crazy, but that caught me that day
Mm-hmm.
with the ring ring ding 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 ding, and him sitting in this mobile little car there in the snow. I mean, it's going to snow there again tomorrow as well, but I was like, what is? And he actually showed me this some little lessons in that just 15 minutes that I was on his channel.
Yeah, yeah. Trini said
Insane,
Trini
isn't it?
said he loves winter, so
He loves what? He loves
he loves winter.
Trinidadian, bro. I know a good therapist. I can. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm
Honestly
just
though, I'm
kidding.
not gonna lie. I do like I won't say winter. I like the change in season. So I like spring, I like fall. I hate the snow, I hate the cold, but I
Well,
can deal with I can when it's snowing, it's for some reason it's not that cold, right? After it's
it
but there's
depends.
like
It
colder
depends.
days.
It
Yeah.
depends on the temperature. If it is too
Yeah.
warm, then the air gets very humid.
Yeah.
By the way, when I was not too good in my English, I always said, yeah, when the air is getting humidity, then hard to mix up a couple of things. And so yeah, but it is very humid then, and then it is getting very nasty because you feel wet under the clothes are getting very wet very quick, and that doesn't feel nice, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. And
Mm-hmm.
I always jokingly say, look, winter can come as long as I'm in my living room. There's a
Right.
heater.
Right.
There's a nice hot cup of tea. I'm absolutely fine with it. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it is how it is. So
Yeah.
yeah. So therefore, we live in an area where winter is there, and
Mm-hmm.
on the other hand, I used to live in Africa when I was a little boy for 3 years, so I know how it also is to not have winter, but to only have either superheat
Mm-hmm.
or superheat together with rain.
Yes.
But and I mean, awesome experience, no cold,
Mm-hmm.
and football 365 days a week, a year. But yeah, it is nice. I mean, honestly, for Christmas, I love it. But then again, when I'm just thinking, when did I had snow for Christmas? I think that's 20 years ago, 20
Oh, really?
2005. Snow on Christmas. Yeah. It's either coming a little bit before or a little bit after. Climate
After.
change, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just live like 100 kilometers away from the Alps. I can see them from my bedroom window. But snow on Christmas is like 500 years ago, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, we've had some warm winters here the last couple of years. Um,
I, I remember once I was in South America for winter, and then a friend called me, bro, are you coming to the beer garden? I was like, what? What do you mean? 23rd, no, 23rd of December. I was like, I whatever you're on, send me some. It must be good. And then he said, no, no. He sent me selfies. And the beer garden that I usually go to, they have a webcam there as well, like that they broadcast to the internet. So I went like, bro, you're kidding me, right? So I went there and I was like, let's have a look. And I was like, they're really the beer garden was full of people because it
mhm.
was 18 degrees.
Oh
So
yeah.
they spontaneously decided, okay, here, Instagram, WhatsApp, or whatever, guys, we are open today. And the beer garden was full. I mean, full like
Mhm.
on a summer day. There were like 400 people sitting there drinking beer outside with a jacket on, obviously, but 18 degrees.
Oh yeah. But you know what's crazy?
Insane.
When I lived in Germany, it was during the '90s, the late '90s,
Right.
and back then Germany was so much more open, right? So even on the base, they used to have the beer fest, and they would bring the tents and the
Hmm.
beer tents and everything on the base itself. And
Hmm.
I tell people this story. I remember I actually had stopped drinking for like a year before I got to Germany.
Hmm.
And when I got there, I was like, well, I can't be in the land of beer and not taste the beer, you know?
Of course not.
So I remember because they were using marks, still using the marks back then. And they had the beer tent, they had the food tent. And I remember going to the beer tent and actually I'll show you one of my Steiners. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
From Bavaria, I hope.
Well, yeah.
Good boy. That was a correct answer.
So I'll show you a few of them, but here's the
Yes.
bigger one. Here's one of the
Yes.
smaller ones. All right,
So, guys, can you hold the glass one in the camera? So,
this one.
guys, this is 1 liter of
Mm-hmm.
beer, and this is the actually average, the only size that you can get on the Oktoberfest.
Yes,
That
yes.
is the only size that you can get on the Oktoberfest. Oh,
These are more souvenir types. All right,
yes,
so
but you can
you
still
know.
drink out of them. And in a lot of beer garden, in the traditional ones, in the real traditional ones, you can get those. You
Mm-hmm.
drink out of them. So,
So any
um,
so back to my story. So I was saying how you got these was you would give them 10 marks,
mm,
and you could drink as much beer as you wanted. And
mhm.
at the end of the night, you could give the glass back, or you could keep the glass. Either if you gave the glass back, you got your money back. But most of us we wanted to keep these, because they were
Mm.
good souvenirs.
The
So
funny thing is when you leave Oktoberfest and you have been there, so you know the area, right?
mhm.
So there were like 2 or 3 big exits where you can go to the underground train or grab a taxi or whatever. And when you try to take a glass off the tent to home, police stops you and they take it away from you. And if you're getting renitent and say, no, no, I bought it and da 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 da. So okay, where's the mark?
Mhm.
For lost it, yeah, okay, then you lose the glass now too, or you sleep in our cell tonight.
Right. Oh
German
yeah.
police. There you go. But also
Bullseye.
yeah. Well, funny enough, as you mentioned it, the Oktoberfest Stein, the glass one that you have just shown,
Mhm.
is now officially considered a weapon if someone raises it against someone else,
Oh wow.
and they don't take prisoners. Well, they do take prisoners then because um, there have been people sent to the other side just with one hit. And that
Wow.
was not so funny, to be honest. Just one quick thing. Red's Room, thank you so much. I knew something like this would happen. So he came to take the crown. And I'm not too sure. Maybe you should not do that tonight, Vince, because we are both live. So not that you accidentally bite in your own channel and then you would be in serious trouble. So um, that is what YouTube does not like to do. So, Redstream, thank you so much for the blessing. I really appreciate that, and really am very grateful. Thank you so much indeed, and blessings to you for that. So, yeah, but the glass thing, it is a big. So there is a traditional Oktoberfest
Mhm.
as well, where are the traditional tents with more folk music from the Bavarian stuff, rather
Mhm.
than from 6 p.m. rock and roll and all that things that they do nowadays. So there, you can also drink this from the real Stein, not
Mhm.
from the glass one, from the real Stein. And
You
there,
have one.
there, I have one. Yeah, you know what? Give me a second for a quick, how do I call it? Commercial presentation, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just put some music here real quick. Oh no, actually, why would I? You got the microphone.
I
You
got
know what
I
to
got
do.
I got the
So
building. I got
you
the
can now
building.
you can do commercials for your channel if you want. Feel free to do so. Give me just 1 second.
I got you. Yeah. So let's I'm just gonna read some of these comments here. Kanini says, Reds, the crown is gone. Reds are my two arch crown enemies. What does my shirt say, Steve? Can you see it? Cleverly disguised as an adult. That's what my shirt says. It says cleverly disguised as an adult. So I kind of live by my shirt too, because at the end of the day, it's about life is too, I don't know, sad. So you gotta have fun. I'm known for my shirts. It's a conversation piece as well. So a lot of times I go different places and people are like, oh, I like that shirt. So it's one of my things where I like to bring laughter to the world. So it's like, people are so serious all the time. So you got to try to bring a little laughter into the world sometimes. I don't like negative, dreary situations.
Me neither. Me neither. So I just wanted to show. So this is how a real Stein looks like. So the
Yeah.
material is like pottery. There's
Yep.
also 1 liter or 2 pints, roughly, most likely. I know you guys don't do the metric system over there. But anyway, so this is the Oktoberfest version from 2018.
Okay.
So this is also obviously the souvenir one, but every now and
Oh,
then we buy
nice.
that.
That's
It's,
nice.
it's,
I like
it's
that.
really nice. So you have the beer brand here, all the beer brands, because they keep it neutral.
Mm-hmm.
So Oktoberfest, they only serve beer from Munich
Yep.
breweries.
Yep.
So these are the breweries there, and again, I don't get money for that. So this is the church in the town center. This is a church near. This is Marienplatz, the very town center. I'm gonna do a video
Mm-hmm.
of that sometimes, and Olympic Tower over here,
Yep.
right? Um, so this is the stuff that we have. And on this, actually, when on the Oktoberfest opening day, and I will try to provide a link on YouTube somehow that you guys can watch it live on German TV. Um, these are the barrels that are still brought in with the horses that you see here. Yeah, see, there you
Mm-hmm.
go. They are still. This is the entrance of the tent owners on the first day. So they come with a horse. The horse. How do you call it? Sleigh or
The,
something?
the,
The
the, the carriage, the horse
Yeah, the
drawn carriage.
horse carriage
Mm-hmm.
thing. There you go. So obviously these days the beer barrels are empty because everything now is getting transported there by trucks. So they have so there are trucks coming. You know those trucks from the petrol stations, right? When they come and refill the gasoline to
Mm-hmm.
the petrol
Mm-hmm.
stations, they come with the beer, and every
Yep.
tent gets like up to 6 or 8 trucks a day of that
Oh yeah.
size, a day, right? And the Oktoberfest is 16 days. We're talking about 20 plus tents altogether, and they all have this drain system where the truck driver just comes, put the hose, put the what do you call it? Is it the hose? The thing that you take the
Oh, the
water with in the
nozzle. The
garden?
nozzle.
Yeah, the nozzle into the hole, and then boom, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 liters, and they're gone 2 hours later. Boom. Because the big tents, as a lot of people have not been there, so you have witnessed it. So a lot of those big tents, they host up to 12,000 people at
Mm-hmm.
the same time.
Mm-hmm. And then
Doesn't look like.
the food tent was my favorite because you would go to the beer tent, get drunk, and then go to the food tent, eat until you're sober, and then go back to the beer.
Yeah, but now there's an Oktoberfest, you get everything, right? You get the food and
Oh, you get
everything.
everything in
So,
one tent.
yeah. So in the big tents you get. But here's the thing. So every year, I don't know how much you paid for a Stein back then when you were at the Oktoberfest, but here's the thing. When I moved to Munich in 2003, for one Stein of the size that you have just shown, I paid €6.50 plus tip, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, guess how much I pay this year? What do
I
you
can't
think?
even imagine. You said back then it was what?
€6.50 for a one
So
liter beer.
is it probably like 10 euros now?
I wish it's this year. So last year they have reached €15,
Wow.
and this year they're going to even every day gets more expensive. It's like €15.20 now, which
Mm-hmm.
is literally equivalent like $17. Most likely still cheap in the States comparing to what you guys pay over there, but it is a liter of beer, and for the same amount of money, I get a complete box in the supermarket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Half a chicken, and if you have a reservation of a table, you have to at least per person order this 2 steins and half a chicken, right? You
Mm-hmm.
know, half a chicken the Jamaican way, the
Oh
the
yeah.
South
Yeah.
American way.
Yeah.
Come on, you put some nice spices on there, you put it on the grill, you make it nice and crunchy, Yeah, it is on the grill there too. And they put a little salt and whatever, and then for half a chicken you pay $17 now.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Which is
And
not
but it's not a turkey.
it's
It's a
not
tiny
bad.
little half chicken, but it's
It's like
half a
is it
chicken.
is it like a game chicken, like the little tiny bird, or is it?
Yeah, it's like it's not. I mean, it's not the baby chicken, but it's just half a chicken, right? I mean,
Right.
come on, half a chicken. I'm on a diet now, obviously, but I was like, $17.
Oh wow.
Whoa! If I combine that with the two beers that I have to take, that makes it 30. Then the chicken, that makes it 50 with tip, with €50.
Yeah.
You know, you
Well,
can
it's
have a
it's
wonder.
it's bad here too, because like, see, Reds just say he just spent $18 on one beer at
Uh
a
huh.
theme park and
Yeah.
$20 for a half a sub. But that's what it is. Like when you go to those events, that's what you have to get used to.
So
It's
so
like
so
that's why I
so a
don't even
friend
go to
of
football games because they overcharge you for the food.
yeah,
I'd rather stay in my
it is
basement.
yeah. So the funny thing is, a friend of mine who is relatively wealthy. No, he's really wealthy, I have to say. He said to me, "I don't go to Oktoberfest with long." So he went last year for like 3.5 hours with his wife and his three kids. Kids are relatively small. So
Mm-hmm.
what kids do want to do? Carousels, right?
Mm-hmm.
This attractions. Bumper cars. Yeah, the bumper
Yeah,
car thing.
bumper
You know
cars.
that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
One ride, one ride. On this is not a joke. I can prove it anytime. I will do videos. I will prove it. One ride of roughly a minute, €4.
Wow.
Yeah,
And see, those
that's
used to
what I
be
was
free.
like.
Those used to be free back in the day. If you went to
Not free, but you paid like 50
well, I mean,
cents, maybe
you
one
paid you
euro.
paid to get into the park or whatever it
Oh,
was,
okay, the fun
and then
park. Okay,
yeah, and then once you got in, like the bumper cars used to be free if to ride on or whatever ride you came on. So
okay, that are the
it
theme
was what
parks
you
we have.
paid
That
at. Yeah, you paid at the door, and then
hmm.
the rides were free, but then of course you had to pay for the food. You know.
Yeah, obviously, and then okay, but yeah, we have the theme parks that are like three or four of them in Germany as well. They're not as huge, obviously, like in the States or in Canada. But
Hmm.
yeah, we have the same. That where though they don't have the bumper cars, they have all these things that I would never ride because of my stomach. I want to keep my food inside. But the matter of fact, it's one ride with a bumper car is like €4. One ride,
Wow.
and I mean, and
And
now
it's only like
imagine
that's like 5 minutes, right? If that
1 minute.
1 minute.
What do you mean? What do you mean 5 minutes? Bro,
one
if it
minute.
is a crowded Saturday, the fun fair, it's a huge fun fair, obviously, as you know. But there are people like, how would you do that if you don't earn too much money, but you still have three kids and they want to go there? Oh,
Right.
I want to ride here, I want to ride there. A small portion. Okay, you've been to Germany, you know what a good fried sausage is, right? A
Hmm.
nice grilled sausage costs €7 now.
Wow.
One. And there's no roll included. There's no bread
Oh, that's
included.
just the wow.
That costs another 50 cents or €1 extra. Yeah. And I
Wow.
was like, a little
So that
portion
means
of chips.
I need to start saving now for the if I want to go to Oktoberfest next year, right? I need to save some.
Find a good kidney dealer, then you might get along. No, on a serious note, it is like getting insane. It is like insane. I was like, holy.
Well,
You, you,
I
you
should be able to travel space A. So if I can travel space A, that would save me money on the flight at least. And I can spend the flight money on on food.
yeah, you call your friend Elon and tell him, bro, I need a helicopter
Oh
directly
no,
there.
no, no. Now we got with the military, we still get to travel on. We can still travel on military aircraft.
Yeah.
So
So, oh
it's
yeah.
called
So
space
Red says
available.
something. That
What do you
is a
say?
big disadvantage of the theme park. So yeah, you pay money at the entrance, and then you have everything for free, but you wait 2 hours or an hour and
Yeah,
something for
for the
2 minutes,
rides. Hmm.
and then you have to go back to the queue if you want to ride it again. So I mean, it's a smart business thing, to be honest. They give you a good feeling, like, okay, you pay XYZ amount of money, and then you have everything for free. Yeah, the
Yeah,
question is, for how long do I have to wait? So most of the day, if you want to go on every attraction, if there's a chance to, you stay in the queue.
yeah, yeah. But it's a good experience though. Like I tell people all the time, I found out when I was living in Germany that they had literally had a fest every single day in some
Mhm.
small town in Germany. But it was never like unless you read German newspaper, you would never know that these fests were going on every single
Exactly.
day in some small town somewhere in the country. And I had friends that spoke German, so they were like, "Hey, there's a fest going on in this town, so we just go over there to that fest." Do they still do that? Is it still happen?
We call it Schützenfest. Yeah, so it's a local thing where they first shoot the bird from the top, and then they go to the beer tent and get drunk for 3 days.
Right?
So it's kind of starting. So in Bavaria, we have this tradition, when the kids go to communion. So
Hmm.
how do you call the Catholic thing in English? The
Oh,
confirmation or whatever it's called. When they get the Last Supper the first time when they're small or something.
Oh, you talking about when they get the? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I don't know the English word. Anyway, who cares? I'm an atheist anyway. Thank God. So um, I stole that from Ricky Gervais. To be honest, it's not my line. I wish it was. No, but on a serious note, so it starts in spring when the Spring Fest starts. Not only in Munich, we have a big. So we call it the little brother of Oktoberfest. But the thing is, the villages in Bavaria, in particular, where I live now for 22 years. They have wonderful, beautiful, very traditional and very long traditional, like hundreds of years, this very fest and this very weekend in that month. And that goes from village to village, but also in other parts of Germany, obviously. And, then you compare prices. You go there. Obviously, I don't drink beer anymore. I don't drink alcohol anymore. But you go there, you see the prices there. They take a little because that's Bavaria. It's normal glass, the one that Winston just showed, or this size here. As you see, there you go, 1 liter, decent stuff. In the villages there, you pay like €7.
Yeah.
And here in Munich, Oktoberfest, obviously because the whole world comes here, and people will always come. And I tell you, I think in about a couple of years we will be with €20, but then I will not go there anymore, obviously. But €15, 20. I mean, I cannot complain about my salary, to be honest, because all my groupies here, they super chat me in their dreams, at least regularly, So, but on a serious note, if I go out with someone, let's say a date, go out and stuff like that, 2 persons without a reservation, I just go to a beer garden, have 2 steins and a chicken or whatever to eat, then I'm done with €100 already. It's just that 2 things, 4 beers, and then that's wild. 2 chickens is gone. So then maybe I want to go on the big wheel, right, to see the whole thing.
The Ferris wheel.
Yeah, cost me $18 one person. $18 for one ride. Then if I want to do the bumper cars, and that is actually, come on, we're all kids. We're all inner kids, right? So we love the bumper cars still. Yeah, $4.
For 1 minute.
Yeah, for 1 minute. For 1 minute.
That's crazy.
And then if I and a lot of people, friends of mine, even my wealthy friend, he said, bro, next year I'm not going to take the kids there at all, because that afternoon, 3.5 hours doing some of the attractions, getting them a small portion of chips. I mean, I'm talking about a children's portion of chips, right? Or fries, as you call them over there. And maybe 1 sausage for him and one sausage for the wife. And maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Cokes. He paid like $250 in 3.5 hours. And he didn't drink a beer at all, And he was like, no. The kids can go there again when they're 18, when they're earning their own money, then they can do whatever they want, but not on my watch anymore. I'm not going to pay €250, bro.
What is the exchange rate for the US dollar, for the euros? I haven't even checked it.
I can give you that in just 1 second. To USD is 1 to 1. So €1 is $1.17.
Okay.
So if I pay $100, I pay like $116.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So, but in comparison, I mean, living in the United States is extremely expensive anyway. But if you can compare that to Munich. Munich is the most important, not the most important, but most expensive town in Germany, matter of fact. And if you see regular costs that you have here, rent and everything, you cry every month, literally. But if you then see, I mean, I like to go on the folk fest every now and then. I mean, it's, I'm not doing that every day. And obviously I still go to Oktoberfest, but I've canceled most of my reservations that I usually have, because also my friends from far away who always ask, hey, you got a space left? They always say, nah, no, bro, no, for that money, if I stay there 3 days, stay at your place, or even if I stay at a hotel, and the hotels in Munich, they triple their prices.
Oh, yeah.
They triple their prices. Yeah. Ridiculous. And even people who think they're smart, I just saw a report on that recently. They said they this air mattress, right? To this beds now, this modern air mattress beds. They put 6 of them in a room and rent one of them for €90 a night.
Wow.
Oh yeah, if you want to stay the whole weekend, you pay 1,000. You can come with your 5 friends, get have the room, but you cannot use the kitchen. You can use the toilet, but not the bathroom. $1,000, and people pay that. People
Yeah,
pay
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
because thotherwise, on a those little igloo tents, right? That
Hmm.
looks like an igloo.
Hmm.
All right, there's a camping space at a trade fair, which is on the total other side of Munich. They sell this igloo tents for 2 persons with a little air mattress inside, not even a posh one. No blankets, no nothing, just the air mattresses on a camping space where there's no private toilet, nothing. $250 a night.
Wow.
And they're booked out every freaking year.
Yeah, because people plan it out in advance. I mean,
Yeah.
if I decide to do it, I probably have to find like a military base where I could find lodging on base, and that's probably would be the cheapest option for me. And then, you know,
Yeah.
drive
No,
up
no.
there.
Talata, no worries. No, no, you don't get money if you listen. Sorry for that. But we're just talking about Oktoberfest price. Oktoberfest is around the corner in Munich. And we just compare prices from 22 years ago when I moved here up to now.
Hmm.
So you need Tanata. If you ever got rich, you can come to Munich. You can afford one beer of 1 liter of 15 euro, or you can drive the bumper car for 4 euro for 1 minute, just as you wish. So
For 1 minute. By the time you turn the car on, the minute's up.
yeah, a minute. Yeah, exactly. You don't even get out the driveway in that time, right?
I would be mad.
But 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 the
Especially
funny
those people
thing.
that don't know how to drive them. By the time they get it moving,
But let me
the
let me tell you
ride's
a funny
over.
story really quick. Let me tell you a really funny story really quick. As you know, I do have a certain sense of humor, right? I like to have a laugh on other people as well as on myself. So far, so good. And there was once a situation where I was like, no, this cannot be true. But it was true story. So I was out with a couple of friends, sit outside on this beer gardens of the tent because there I can smoke my cigarette, right? Since 2010, you cannot smoke inside the tent anymore. Anyway, so I sat outside, had my cigarette. We had our steins, we had our beers, and outside you cannot reserve seats. So wherever it's free, you just sit down and you have a good time. Some people from the United States sat down with us, and I said, "Yeah, of course, sure, there's no reservation, so you just have a seat." And then, so I went to the bathroom, came back, and then we kind of mixed up together. It happens, when you get up, go to the bathroom, you come back, you just sit where the free space is on that table where you were before, around the table. So, and they just started with the first stein, this wonderful trophy that you just had in your hand and showed to
Hmm.
the people. And then one of them seriously asked me, and he was sober. I guarantee he was sober. He asked me like, "Hey, bro, tell me something." It was a Tuesday afternoon, right, 2:30 p.m. or something German time. And he asked me like, "Bro, tell me something." I said, "What? Are you never going to work or something?" I said, "Why?" "Yeah, because it's Tuesday and you're here, and you're not working or you're drinking." And then I was like, "Come on, let me give him one. Let me give him a good one." And not violence, of course, obviously
Right.
not. But so I looked at him, and those situations when I know I'm going to nail it, I can keep a straight face, right? I mean, I can really keep a straight face. So I said to him, my friend, as you asked me directly, look, I cannot do anything else but being honest with you, right? His 2 friends were already laughing because they also felt that something is coming. So I said to him, what you guys don't know, we locals who are from Munich or who live here for a very long time, we're getting paid to go to the Oktoberfest to sit here with you so that you feel more like at home, and the beer that I drink here, they write it down in the tent, and later I go to the tent and get the money back, and then that is kind of my payment. It's like a volunteering thing that I do to sit here with you, so that you feel more at home, that you think that you
Right.
that you really have the local feeling with the locals. That's what I do. That's why I don't go to an office or something, and I do that on every big folk fest where people from abroad come as well. His 2 friends, left and right from him, they were like, and he looked at me and then he really asked,
You
"Are you
think?
serious?" And I was like, yeah, I mean, imagine you're alone here. You never came here before. You don't know anyone, But at the end of the day, come on. I mean, is it not better for you that you? And then my friends they couldn't hold it anymore. I said, bro, of course I go to work. I have a good freaking day off, man. What do you think?
He's thinking,
And
man,
he
you get paid to drink
he
beer.
he felt so dull, he felt so dull all of a sudden. They all called him like, oh, dull again. Yeah, it turned out he always asked these stupid questions wherever he was. I was like, Lord have mercy over myself. That was like, holy moly. And I was like, Jesus Christ. He really asked me that. He really asked that. He was really serious. Can you imagine?
You got a
Let me
good
just
poker.
say
You got
hello
a good
to
poker face.
say hello to Charmaine in your channel. Let me say hello to
Yeah.
Unfiltered Maria in my channel. Unfiltered Maria, meet Winston's Chronicles, as he is rebaptized as by today. And did you really buy this crown just for today?
That was it. That
You
was
are
it.
so.
I
I
was
hope
like,
it's so
I gotta
expensive.
be ready for Ragus because he's been ragging me
Jesus.
for the last couple of weeks. So I'm
You
gonna
were
make
ragging
sure.
me. You were dragging me to my super chats all the time. Now I'm broke. Now I'm broke and I still don't have a crown. So now, guys, I have to say, but I have to kick you out
Yeah, I
relatively
gotta
soon
go.
because
I got a video
because I have
coming up in
to
30 minutes. Yeah, me
I
too.
have Talata to do her commercials for her monetization party next week Saturday, which I will have the honor to host as the first
Okay.
time as a co-host. Yeah,
I already got
very.
my notification set for that too. So
Yes, please. If you would, that would be very nice. And by the way, guys, if you have not done so yet, please really subscribe to Winston Chronicles, not Chronicles, Chronicles. Awesome guy, as you have seen. I mean, he's really great sports. He knows how to battle with fun, and he knows how to make a laugh battle, if you will. I think it was the most funniest battle I ever had in my life, and obviously he nailed it today with the crown. I mean, come on, give him, guys, everyone in the chat, in either chat, give him a big hand, give him a big applause. I want to see all the hands applauding in both chats. Give him a big applause for this wonderful entrance that he did, unexpected, to be honest. I really love that, bro. Great sports. And what else
I
can
would
I
make
say?
Goga proud. Goga is the king of you know, being dressed up. So I think I'd
Yes,
make
he
Goga
is.
proud on this one. So
Yes, he is.
but
Yes,
I
he
say the
is.
same thing on my side. If you haven't connected with the world of Ragus, hey, make sure you go over to his channel and subscribe. Brother, thank you for having me on today. It was a good time. We'll do it. I'll catch you back at the tiki bar. So
Oh yes, you can. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. With this hardcore mineral water, guys. With this,
yeah, yeah.
guys, test. You have to taste this mineral water. It is brutal. It is brutal. So guys who are already in Winston's channel, go to the bar now. Get it served the hardcore mineral water without gas. Guys, it's gonna make you better than the blue pill. It's better than the blue pill.
All right. So I appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna log off because I got a live, well, not a live, but a premiere coming up in
Premier
30
coming.
minutes. Yeah.
All
So
right.
I
Thank
appreciate
you
you. I
so much for
appreciate
coming.
everybody that checked in. So
Obviously.
we'll catch up later.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for coming, and it was a real pleasure. And stay as you are, man. And say hello to your lovely wife.
I
And
will. I will.
we will meet in the Waikiki bar very soon.
Yes, sir. All right. See you
And
soon.
don't forget to rename yourself on StreamYard, bro. And sorry, I mean, it would have been a sin not to do that one, right? So
True. So true.
thank you so much. You have a good one.
All
Hello
right.
and good
You too.
evening to everyone on the Winston side. And hope to see you guys again soon. And we'll pop over to yours once.
All right. Appreciate you. See you next time.
See you next time. See you later.
Take care.
So thank you so much. And
Go
this
ahead
is
and log
this.
out.
Yeah. So this was the Winston's Chronicles. And guys, again, do me a favor. Do I have to kick you out or something?
I believe so.
Right.
Yeah,
There
you
you
got to
go.
kick me out. You got to kick me out the room.